What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Saturday. Hope you're having an awesome weekend, but Bitcoin, altcoins, cryptocurrency, the whole space is aglow right now. We have smashed some serious resistance on Bitcoin. We almost had a $7,000 Bitcoin this morning. Absolutely incredible. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Smash the likes today, guys. Smash the likes. Also, guess what? You know what? I decided something. I'm having such a great day today that usually, we give away one Ledger Nano a week. I'm giving away one today, guys, because I am that freaking excited. And if you're excited too, let me know in the comments below for a Ledger Nano S. We'll give it away tomorrow. And yes, that comment will also make you eligible for one on Monday as well. I'm that excited, guys. I'm so excited right now. Also, if you guys are going to consensus, okay, and you know that statistically, Bitcoin does tend to pump around consensus with the exception of last year. So maybe we're just having that consensus pump. It's possible. But if you're going, yeah, you can use my referral below and you get $100 off. We know these tickets are quite expensive. Now, getting to the exciting part of the day. Let's give this a quick refresh live. Bitcoin dominance at 58.1%. Bitcoin leading the markets today. We're seeing some altcoins start to rally. You're having Ethereum pump 9%, Bitcoin Cash 10%, Litecoin 12%. So does this mean that alt season is upon us? Well, I'm going to get into that in just a second, but having a look at this is incredible. Volume 24 billion on Bitcoin. We have a market cap over 200 billion. In fact, it's 205 billion, $75 billion worth of volume on the weekends. This is insane, guys. Insane. We are just smashing records across the board. Next, Insight Chain, Engine, Litecoin, Santiment, Bitcoin, Elastos, Tezos, Nem, Metaverse, Cardano, Ontology. Look at these gains, guys. 10%, Project Pi, Monero, Ethereum, Status. Everything is booming today. This is a good sign. However, I know what you're saying. We have to pull back. There has to be a pullback. This is crazy. Well, you guys can see we've already had a little bit of a pullback. We touched right here. You see, we almost hit 7,000. We hit 6,977 according to Bitstamp, okay? First of all, I just want to point out something. We were coming up right here, right? And we had this little wedge we were forming. We knew we were going to break out of it, but you see this like triangle right here? This was like the danger zone where we just had all these different points intersecting at the same time. And finally, what did Bitcoin do? It said, screw your $5,800 level. Screw your $6,000 level. I'm going to smash right through that insane $6,400 level where we were seeing all this, resistance from the volume range. And we almost had a $7,000 Bitcoin, guys. If you look at this, Bitcoin right now is sitting at levels that we haven't seen since September of 2018. So I want to make one point here. Just as fast as Bitcoin can fall, Bitcoin can also pump. Very, very, very young asset class here. Let's dive in. Let's have a look. Now, the one thing that I wanted to just point out that I thought was amazing, and you can see this is according to Alex Kruger, he points out that Bitcoin is just not responding to the FUD, right? Flash Boys trading bot news. Okay. Tether sham news. A little bit of a sell-off. Binance hack news. A little bit of a sell-off. But guys, we are just not caring. Bitcoin is the honey badger, literally. And the interesting thing, having a look at the Bitfinex premium, it's actually gone down. In fact, Bitfinex is now trading lower than some of the other exchanges, which is very, very interesting. Also, guys, the one thing we were talking about on this channel, a lot of people it wasn't just me, I will say, a lot of people were talking about it, but we had this classic Bulkowski bump and run reversal pattern, and my goodness, if that is not a textbook pattern, guys, this is crazy. It literally looks like the picture. So, very, very bullish sign. And also we had spoke about that other signal that technically should not have existed in the bear market. And well, look what happened, guys. So the one thing I want to point out here too, now I have a few moving averages up because this is very important, right? We had our golden cross here. We had the 50 close above the 200, but look, I'm sorry, I'm probably realize I'm in the way here. Right here, it looks like we're potentially about to have another one with the 100 moving above the 200, okay? So what does this mean? Well, I want to jump back in time and I'm going to show you something real quick, okay? When was the last time that we sort of had this situation? We're going to go back and look at this, okay? We have to scroll all the way back here to right around November. Let's see where it was. Right here, it was roughly October 30th, let's just say, right before Halloween of 2015. We had the same scenario where we had two golden crosses. And what did Bitcoin do? Parabolic run up, kind of very similar to what we're having today. And we hit all the way up to $501. And then we fell down to around $300. Now, I just want to show you something really quick. Stay with me here, guys. So that was the start of the parabolic run. I mean, ever since that point, we just kept going up and up and up and up and up and up. And you guys pretty much, know the rest of the story, because if you were in the 2017 markets, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And what did I do? I think I screwed this chart up. I'm sorry, guys. I zoomed in too much. Okay, so basically, I wanted to just point out how much of a pullback that was before we had it. Now, I'm just saying this because if history repeats itself, although usually tends to rhyme, we could see a cool-off period, and I want you guys to be safe out there just in case. Now, I'm not saying I'm bearish. I'm very bullish, guys. I'm very bullish, but I want to be realistic. So if we just have a look at, from the top here, and we just come down to sort of the bottom, you could see that was about a 40% decline, okay? So Bitcoin fell 40% after that parabolic run, and we are having a very similar run right now. So I'm not saying we're going to fall 40%. I just want you to know that we have done this in the past. Very similar scenario. So we may have that potential dip, which, let's be honest, guys, I mean, I'm loving the fact that Bitcoin's almost at 7K, but I wasn't done accumulating, were you? I wanted to buy a little bit more. So I'll tell you what, if Bitcoin falls down 30%, 40%, I take it as a blessing, and you could damn well bet I'll be scooping up some more for sure. So that's the case. I just wanted to point that out. Be safe moving forward. Having a look at what's going on right now, though, you are still seeing people are in favor of the shorts. Shorts are around 52.65%, whereas, longs, my bad, guys. The longs are around 52.65%, whereas the shorts are around 47.35%. So you can see that this is showing confidence in the market as far as Bitcoin's price still moving upwards, okay? And it's very close. I mean, you could argue it is almost 50-50, but it is slightly leaning towards the longs. However, scrolling up, you do notice that you are seeing some sells across the board now, whereas this morning, you are seeing strong buys flashing, okay? So just keep that in mind. This is always something to just notice. Some people are saying a short squeeze. I don't think technically we've actually seen a short squeeze in the sense of what a short squeeze actually does, but it's possible that we could have had something like that forming. I just think we're having FOMO. I think we're having excitement. And yes, there is that situation with Tether. People getting out of Tether, buying Bitcoin. That is still a variable. And Binance is still shut down right now, which means it's still trading in a closed environment. But that is something to keep in mind moving forward. But when we're talking about how quick Bitcoin can move, I just want to point something out to you. I was shocked. I don't think anybody thought we were going to get as high as we did this quick. I didn't think we were going to get this high this fast. I thought it was going to take a lot longer personally. But I want to point something out, and I have this on the weekly. So each one of these candles represents 1 week. So this is a week, this is a week, this is a week, right? I want to show you something. In just 5 weeks, Bitcoin went from $5,816 all the way up to an all-time high of 20K. Look, 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So in 1 month and a week, we went from 5,800 all the way up to the all-time high. So the point I'm trying to make right now is Bitcoin has this history of going parabolic and moving very fast. Now, am I saying that we're going to see something like this, right? Because look, I mean, if you go back, the last time we were at $6,973 back here, not the last time, but when we were at that back in November of 2017, you could see we had no problem just, skyrocketing up through there. And, even if you just open up the volume a little bit here, you could see, unfortunately, it's not as high as what we were getting, but that is to be expected, guys. Now, moving on, having a look, we do know that the most bullish sign of all is clearly that it looks like a bull. That's just kidding. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Okay, so seeing what some other guys are saying, in a period where political tension escalates between the US and China, you have the global equity markets falling sharply, the VIX largest spike in many months, global yield curves flatten, invert, and Bitcoin has risen and is above 6,000. This is according to Thomas Lee. And I just want to point out what Vinny Lingham said, because he was very, very, very bearish. He was saying, no way, we're going lower. He was one of those bears out there saying, we got to touch the 2000s, right? We got to go lower. Well, look who changed their tune. He says, if Bitcoin can hold the $6,200 level for the next 24 to 48 hours, then the bear market is officially over and I'm going to become a raging bull. So There you go. But I know what you're asking yourself, K-Dub, but my altcoins are wrecked, right? Well, we were talking about this the other day. We said that the overall market cap calculated, excluding Bitcoin, was starting to form a wedge. Oh, and look at this, guys. We broke out. So when you go back here today and you see that we are having these altcoin gains, did we not call that the other day, guys? Now, does this mean we're going to go parabolic with the altcoins? No. What Bitcoin needs to do is chill the F out, go sideways for a little bit, or even pull back and take a breather, and then we'll have an opportunity for the alts to really blast off. But as you can see, we broke out of here and we topped out already. And yes, there has been a pullback, but look, we haven't seen the alts, at these levels since around April 10th. Okay. So there you guys go. So the question is this alt season? Let's dive in. Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on. Now, Josh Rager, you guys know I follow him. He says Bitcoin has pushed its way to a key area of liquidity interest. A weekly close. Now, this was before the pump, by the way. A weekly close about this area marked via box would certainly be bullish. We'll watch weekly close. If fails to close above here this next week, then I'd suspect a decent pullback. Not bullish on buying alts just yet. Okay, I might slightly disagree. I actually think that it was a good time to buy alts when they were down because that's when you're supposed to buy. You're supposed to buy when they're red, right? So, I mean, technically, it would have been a good time to accumulate. But I do want to point out over here, obviously the one thing you can see is having a look at the real 10 volume. Those are all looking quite healthy. But I also wanted to talk about percentages down from all-time highs and also year-to-date percentages gains that we've made. So you can see above my head right here, Bitcoin has made 83.72% since the start of this year. It's made more than that since the start of the $3,100 level, but that was actually technically in December. So we're not counting that as a year to date percentage. So you could see that there are some altcoins, and I'm talking just a few that have outperformed Bitcoin. Let me zoom in right here. Obviously, we're not going to be able to see both of them, but you guys know it's like EOS and Litecoin and things like that. So here's Bitcoin. So basically, you're looking for something that's outperformed it, right? So over 83%. Nope. Okay, we have a few here. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're already out of almost out of the top 50. So you could see that basically what I'm trying to say is if you're not a day trader, you might have got wrecked on the alts. One of the best strategies is just simply dollar cost averaging, guys. We speak about this all the time on the channel. Very, very simple strategy. And and also the other thing I wanted to point out is even though you are having these really, really great pumps year to date, you still notice percentage down from all-time highs, whereas Bitcoin's down 66%. A lot of these guys are down a lot deeper, even with their recent gains. 92%, 87%, 90%, 77, 77, 93, 95, 92, 89, 93, 19%. Is that Binance? Yeah, that's Binance. But for the most part, guys, we still have a long, long, long way to go for these altcoins to ever hit their all-time high values again. So for example, one altcoin that's actually been doing quite well is Basic Attention Token. Now, even though it's down about 11% in the past week, it's still up 183% in the last 90 days. And the reason that you're seeing a coin like this be so successful is because it actually has utility. It has demand. It's used on the Brave browser. I mean, you guys send me tips. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And you get rewarded for watching ads. It creates an ecosystem. It creates a demand. It creates an environment. It creates a need. So focus on altcoins long term. Short term, you could probably, flip some shit coins. But long term, try to focus on and I'm not pumping Basic Attention in any way, shape, or form. I'm just giving you an example so that you guys understand where I'm coming from here. Now, let's talk about the hyperwave theory and what's been, let's not talk about hyperwave theory. What I really want to talk about actually is this bet that was made with Tyler Jenkins and Leigh Wald against Phil. So Phil had put out a tweet that said, I'm feeling that I will happily take the other side of the bet that Bitcoin will not trade below 1K. Leigh, your first one Bitcoin, that Bitcoin trades above 6K. Before 1K. Now, she didn't like that. She said, I don't like those terms, but I'm willing to entertain your action and I will be willing to bet. And this was on March 4th. Of 2019, I'd be willing to bet one Bitcoin that the price trades below 1,500 on Bitstamp before it trades above 6,500. Well, we all know who won that bet. Got him! Got him! I mean, look at this chart. Look at what they were calling for. Do you know how much despair bear that would have been. Like, I'm just being real. Like, I've been in these markets for like a few years now, and that would be a pretty crushing drop. Personally, I think that would have definitely crushed some spirits, but that is not what happened. In fact, Bitcoin is 2019's top performing asset, outpacing stocks and oil. We talked about this yesterday. There is no commodity or asset that is outperforming Bitcoin currently, with obviously maybe the exception of some of the altcoins within the crypto space. But generally speaking, most people only know Bitcoin, and that's what's going to drive the retail adoption. And, going back to this all-time high that we had, that's the wrong chart. Going back to this all-time high that we had up here, you got to think to yourself, that was mostly retail. Yes, there were whales, but we didn't have any futures trading, really no institutional trading, and we're still waiting on Bakkt to come in. Fidelity's slowly rolling out. So these guys are not even here yet. Or they're at least coming in right now. They're currently entering right now, all right? So it is definitely going to be a wild ride moving forward. Also, side note, because I think that this is well-deserved, for everyone who wants to call this guy Brad Sherman, who is trying to, whatever, here's his number, 202-225-5911. Give him a call, give him a piece of your mind, let him know how you feel. Also, if you guys just want to take our eyes off of the money, off of the charts, right? How about this? Website visitors per day, according to similarweb.com, shows that Binance and Coinbase are at an all-time high this year, and actually this chart goes back to October of last year. So the demand for users trading Bitcoin, trading altcoins is absolutely growing. And one thing I want to say before we go, because it's always fun to pump prices and all this stuff and talk about, we're going to go to the moon, but I want to be serious, okay? And this is the one thing that I want to sort of leave with before we go. So this is a situation in Venezuela, right? And this is why Brad Sherman doesn't know what he's talking about, okay? While Bitcoin trading in Venezuela has reached record high levels recently, the majority of the nation's residents are reportedly using Bitcoin for remittance payments and accepting it as compensation for freelance work. Awesome job. But check this out. So Jill Carlson, an OMI co-founder, said, the things that people wanted to buy, they couldn't buy with Bitcoin. You could find merchants willing to accept Bitcoin for more high-end goods, but not for more basic or staple goods. You can't go buy bread with Bitcoin in Caracas, right? That's a problem. So moreover, processing crypto payments is quite challenging because Venezuelan merchants that do take crypto usually only have one person who knows how to use a digital asset wallet. So we saw the other day that only about 0.4% of the world is actually using cryptocurrency. Maybe it's a little bit high right now. Maybe it's 0.5%, maybe it's half, right? But my point is, we are so early, and this is what we need. We need more education. We need more people understanding the value of it, learning how to use these things. And finally, that is what's going to really push that adoption. And that's the big kicker. It's not Westerners speculating on the price of tokens. I mean, yeah, that's going to make some money short term, but the real difference is going to be made when the world finally realizes that Bitcoin is the absolute best form of money the planet has ever seen. It is absolute hard currency. And this is the reason why even during the bear market, when my portfolio was shot, I stuck it out because I believe in this. And yeah, it's fun to talk about price and stuff, but really seriously, guys, the underlying things that make Bitcoin so attractive, it's limited supply, it's censorship resistance, the fact that governments can't shut it down. This is the reason why guys like Brad Sherman are horrified about this thing really taking off, and they're already seeing it and they're already scared. So that's what I wanted to leave you with. This thing is about to explode. This is just the beginning. Yes, we may have a pullback. Obviously, guys, this is just realistic. Like, we just pumped like how much? People are definitely going to take profits, but long term, this is a winner's game. And if you're in it right now, congratulations. And thank you so much for joining me once again on Crypto Zombie. But I have to be very realistic here and remind you that FOMO is a mofo. So be careful, guys. Don't go dumping your life savings in. We just had a massive pump, okay? Try to get the most bang out of your buck, especially even if you're dollar cost averaging, okay? Either way, that being said, you know that I will be here every single day. You guys rock. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Yes, that's right. 2 ledgers, one for today, one for next week. You guys know how it goes. I'm excited. I'm pumped. Be safe out there. Will there be a pullback? Potentially. Let's have a look real quick before we go. I'm a little curious myself, actually. So we're sitting around 6,700, and it looks like we cooled off. So I will take it. So thank you so much, guys, for everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this every single day. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.